Jerry Asmussen. I'm a rancher and an auctioneer from Tenasket. That's where most of you may have seen me standing up trying to get you to spend money. I was raised here in Okanogan County. I was born in the old hospital in Omak and have lived in Malott, Omak, and most of my life in Tenasket. Spent most of the 80s gone to college and working in Oregon for a large ranch down there. I came home to work on the family ranch and participate in the family businesses. In college, I took advantage of all the things that they would try to teach me. I earned 2 degrees, one in economics and one in science. And I had to, of course, graduate from Tenasket High School to get there, but sometimes that was a challenge. And so I'm running because I really think that community involvement is how you build a community, and so I've really took that to heart. As Chris knows, he's seen me at more meetings than Caribou. And so I've been on the school board for 17 years, most of that as the chairman. I'm an appointed member of the Conservation District Board. That's a job that is appointed by the State Conservation Commission. I'm also on the Hamilton Youth Foundation Board, which is the funnest board I'm on. We get to spend somebody else's money, and we get to meet all the kids that are the best and brightest in Okanogan County every spring when we give away scholarships. And if you aren't enthused, you spend a lot of time with kids and you will be enthused. And on to the job of PED Commissioner. The job is a policy board where the board sets policy and does most of their interactions with the executive director. If you read their policies, he has a lot of power, and it's the board's job to set guidance for him and really to evaluate the job that he's doing. And I have a lot of experience in that role. In the schools, we operate under the same sort of governance model. And I have evaluated executives. I've hired a lot of them. And unfortunately, when you're out in rural America, your superintendents tend to move on. As PD Commissioner, I would like to really concentrate on at least 4 things. First being customer service. There are 21,000 accounts with the PUD, and that represents over 15,000 people. And so if that's the business you're in, you better pay attention to them. The other thing is making sure that we have reliable power through analysis and metrics. You can really monitor how reliable it is. Unfortunately, our whole county is built on a radio system where power goes out and it comes back. And so if you're out at the end of the line, like here in Oroville, you know how often you have power outages. And so it'd be nice to see if we can do something about building some redundancy and some loop systems to help carry a more reliable power. Always on any board I'm always a penny pincher, so cost sensitivity is always in my mind when we look at spending money and how we operate the PD. The other thing is working on future infrastructure within the county. We all rely on infrastructure that was built by generations that came before us, and sometimes I think we don't look at that what are we going to leave for the next generation as far as, is it going to meet their needs? Is it going to meet the economic needs of Okanogan County? And with that, any questions?
Jerry, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
I'm not on the PUD, but I have a question about the infrastructure, and I'm not sure if you know this or not, but if this county, I think, is going to be able to have people that are going to be able to move in here and telecommute. I think that's gonna be something that actually is going to bring in more people. I know over in that house, there's more people that are doing it. But the internet speeds are something that people kind of complain about, and it's like transferring a lot of data. Does PUD, can they interact with the people supplying the internet and
Yeah,
kind of help?
the PUD is a wholesale provider of internet. There are 2,300 customers that are served by the internet backbone that's primarily up and down the valley, but then they have to have a primary service seller. They can't directly sell to me or the other person. So sometimes you see bottlenecks there, and seemingly the closer to the source you seem to have better speed. Any other questions in the back? Hey.
Yeah, Gary, as a penny pincher, what's your opinion of the PUD's expenditure for in-law dam application?
I see the dam as, an asset of the PUD, and by voting to go ahead with the relicensing, keeps the options open to see if they can maintain as much value for the people of the PUD.
Do you think it's a good thing?
At this point, yes. Anybody else?
Jerry,
Yes, Patrick.
do you see us having any more ability to possibly introduce some more utilities? I mean, the PUD would be a natural. Well, funny that you just said you cut me off at the pass there, pal. There's maybe an opportunity for us to work with Canada. There is natural gas right up here across the border in the Soyuz. If we worked with the tribes that own that natural gas, would you be willing to enter into that discussion to have PUD talk about that?
Well, I think that's part of the PUD is the energy provider. If you can provide another layer to the people in an economic manner, then it should be explored. But do you want to sign up to negotiate the right of way down this valley?
Well, I know that you know that a lot better than I, but it would be nice to have that, at least have the initial discussion on what's possible. So,
Anybody else? Yes, Chris.
Yeah, so, I kind of, sometimes I see the PUD getting mixed up in things outside of the power issue, and I use one example here where the PUD had some surplus property and they surplused it and sold it at an auction or put it up for bid, and then we had to buy it back for $100,000 and it sold for $13,000, and they thought it was going to be worth for $3,000. And that has, it doesn't have anything to do with Emlo Dam really. It has to do with the trail that goes to it.
Right.
And so those kind of things, we were trying with the Pacific Northwest Trail Association, National Scenic Trail, I think probably plenty about it. There's those kind of things. The politics sometimes get outside of the PUD's scope.
Right. In my opinion, is concentrate on what you do best, and a lot of that is, again, policy driven, and those decisions are made at the manager level rather than.
Yeah, so it's all public. I mean,
Right.
That's
Right. I have a lot of experience with Open Public Meeting Act. That makes it fun. I have 1 minute. One more question, or I'll talk really fast because there is lots of product in this building that I could sell. And Patrick will buy it.
no, not again.
Well, thank you, everybody.